man. Yeah, before anybody goes out there and asks, I'm salty. I'm a Canucks fan who is just sitting here in a pool of jealousy, looking at New Jersey and seeing what they've built with the two Hughes bros. Not to mention that they're in the playoffs, they're doing their thing, they've got a matchup against the Rangers, that's going to be all fun to watch, but really, when it comes to the New Jersey Devils, the biggest thing that I've always been super jealous about was that dual Hughes threat. Mostly because if you had been paying attention to this channel for a while, I'm a Canucks fan, by the way. And ever since Quinn Hughes was drafted 7th overall by the team back in 2018, I thought it was an absolute blessing. I thought the guy was the 4th best prospect in the entire draft. I thought he was much better than all the scouts and analysts went out there and talked about because he was so small. And I really did feel that when the Canucks chose Hughes, it was more than the correct decision. Also, there was this narrative going around saying, hey, the Canucks are probably going to be bad in 2018-19. The 2019 draft is going to be in Vancouver, which means the hockey gods have it out for us, and they're hopefully going to give Jack Hughes to the Canucks after the Canucks lose out and have a bad draft position and end up getting first. And long story short, that didn't happen. Jack Hughes went 1st overall to the Devils, not to the Canucks. The Canucks selected 10th overall that season, and they took Vasily Podkolzin. But give it a few more years, and eventually the Devils get themselves yet another Hughes brother, Luke Hughes, out of the NTDP, and eventually the Michigan Wolverine system. And yesterday you had yourselves a very brilliant showcase, as Luke Hughes had his 1st and 2nd NHL points. You see, the first game that he had played saw him put up 0 points on the night. He blocked some shots, he did some things, he played some minutes, he was there, but it was more so just a feeling out process. Last night, though, for the Devils, against the Washington Capitals, you had yourselves Luke Hughes come alive in the best way possible, in the most poetic way possible, too. He scored 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. The assist is what actually came first in the game. He had a really nice centering pass into the middle of the ice to Igor Sharangovich, who in turn found Erik Haula, who walked right in on the Capitals netminder and clapped it right by. That was the first goal of the night for New Jersey. That was Luke Hughes' first NHL point. It was a secondary assist on the Haula goal. And eventually, you give it a few more goals later. Jack Hughes gets an assist on another Haula goal. There was Jesper Bratt getting some points too, etc., etc. But at the end of the night, in overtime, this is when things really came alive, because Jack Hughes throws a puck over to Luke Hughes. 3-on-3 is commencing. Luke decides to go for a bit of a skate into the Washington zone, and you could actually see Jack on the video yelling out to Luke, "Go, go!" because he doesn't want the guy to pass it. He wants his younger brother to take it himself and try to do something with it. Luke does a beautiful little toe drag around the Washington defenseman, comes in on goal, takes a shot, it trickles behind the goalie but not into the net, and Luke eventually pounces onto it and wraps it around the open side, scoring the game-winning goal. 5-4 New Jersey. That's Luke Hughes' first NHL goal and 2nd point on his career. What an absolutely magnificent showcase of talent. Jack Hughes had himself the primary assist on Luke Hughes' first NHL goal, and because he had an assist earlier on as well, Jack ends off the season with 99 total points in, what did he have, 78 games played. So Jack didn't play the full season. He missed 4 games, unfortunately. Had he played the remaining 4, he probably would have been up to 100 points on the season. But just seeing the Devils and their records come about here, Jack Hughes already breaks the Devils' record for most points in a season by one player. He did that a few days ago. He now sets the new record with 99, and it comes on a beautiful goal to kickstart Luke Hughes' goal-scoring tenure in the National Hockey League. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video here, just asking the question, how good is Luke Hughes really going to be? Because if you had asked me, let's say a few years ago, actually, I feel like if you had asked me the same question a few years ago, maybe a year later, maybe 2 years later, maybe even last year, this year even, if you had asked me at any point, how good does Luke Hughes project to be? The answer, in my opinion, was always quite scary because, long story short, we don't know. When it comes to Luke Hughes and the comparisons to brother Quinn, there always seems to be more so leaning on Luke in every aspect of their games except for pure mobility. Quinn Hughes is a wizard when it comes to his offensive control, his ability to pivot and spin around in the defensive and offensive zones, keeping calm and making the right plays. But Luke Hughes pretty much excels at everything else you could excel at. He's bigger, he's heavier, I guess you could say he's stronger, and he's got more of a powerful stride and a better shot. Not to mention the fact that he's not afraid to use that shot, thus leading to the crazy goal totals he was able to score with the Michigan Wolverines as well. And this is a pattern that's been sort of there for years. Ever since Luke Hughes was like 15 years old, before Jack Hughes was even drafted, there were already comparisons talking about how Luke Hughes, playing for the Little Caesars U15 AAA team, was already projecting to being potentially better than Quinn because he had the same level of talent that Quinn had at an older age. And this doesn't take too much of a genius to look at, but if you look at Luke Hughes' NTDP and University of Michigan numbers, I mean, they were better than Quinn's if you compare it age to age. So it's really interesting just trying to take a look at where things are going to go, because Quinn Hughes just ended off his 22-23 as the second most productive Vancouver Canucks assist player ever. Only Henrik Sedin had more assists in a season than Quinn Hughes has had this year. Now, granted, Henrik did it 3 times, but then again, the guy was an Art Ross winner, so I think that's okay. Quinn is already the most talented defenseman the Vancouver Canucks have ever seen, and it's kind of scary because Luke Hughes is supposed to be, based off of a lot of conversations that people had had over the years, better. Now, how quickly is he going to do that? Who really knows? Is it even going to happen? Nobody really knows. We just got to wait and see. But for now, based off of how he had played in the past 2 games worth of an NHL showcase he had, Luke Hughes is really, really good. And it's not even just the offense. It's not just the playmaking, the breakout passes, whatever. It's everywhere. In his own zone, he's pristine, he makes the right reads, his mobility is second to none. I still think that Quinn is the superior when it comes to spinning around and making pivots and making quick decisions that catch everybody off guard, but I will say Luke Hughes did have a very nice pivot to breakout pass on that assist he had on the Haula goal. But realistically, the sky is the limit here for Luke Hughes, especially when you consider he's only 19 years old, already doing the things that he's capable of doing. You talk about Jack Hughes and how he's able to control the game with his speed. Luke Hughes is literally the guy's brother, so there probably may be some similarities in how they're able to take over shifts with that aspect of their games. Now, who really knows what the ceiling is here? But I guess for Devils fans, y'all don't really care about the ceiling right now. You care more about the playoffs. You care more about what Luke and Jack and everybody else are going to be able to do against the Rangers because, hey, that team's stocked up. They got Patty Kane, they got Tarasenko, they got everybody they needed to get. And now you've got your work cut out for you because you're facing off against them in the first round. Hopefully Luke Hughes is good enough to the point where he can dominate and can add on such a crazy layer of talent to this blue line that it's almost like a free agency pickup or a trade deadline rental in and of itself. It's just a guy that's probably going to last on for a lot more years because he's only 19. So you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Luke Hughes and the way he had played last night against the Washington Capitals. He got himself his first goal and his first assist, so 2 points on the night. Jack Hughes gets 99 points on the season in the same game, and the assist to get a 99 is the game winner by Luke in OT. So thoughts in the comment section below about Luke Hughes, the way he had played, and how he projects into the future. I hope you enjoyed this Juraj 99, and bye.